lovely Sunday morning, and Mark is about to go and do his usual thing, which is to get the papers for the No Name Sunday show. Toffee is doing what she usually does, and then and Mark is looking a little strange. Do you think that that's going to help you?
I don't know.
He's got my snoot on. I think you might have to put it over your nose.
I can't see anything. Can't see.
You can see enough. Have it like that, and then put your cap on.
Oh, what's that bigger than the eyeball? Is that the label? It's bigger than the actual snood.
Go and go get the papers. This might be the last week there is any papers.
Hi guys, it's Sunday morning. We've just done the papers. I was dressed in what looked like a, well, not to mince my words, but like a terrorist's outfit, to be honest
Mark
with you.
was so stressed this morning. I gave him a remedy, a homeopathic remedy. He's so different. He never.
So what are you looking for? Garden shears to do my sideburn. So these bits have gone mad.
Where have they gone again?
Maddie had some nail scissors yesterday.
Where have they gone again?
There were nail scissors over here.
Oh, okay. She's there.
Well, no, I don't know where they've gone. They were on the table. Oh, you've got them. Okay, so
this is hair cutting.
baby, going really just at it. Like, my mate,
Darling,
Dan, takes time on that section.
But I'm not a hairdresser.
Good God. Ow, you're pulling it. You're not cutting it.
That'll do.
Oh, yes, it does. Don't get carried away. Don't get carried away.
Let's have a look. Hang on. Oh, my God. What about yesterday in the quiz when we were doing the quiz and I'd asked, what irritates you most about
everything?
Mark, and one of the things people said was his long eyebrows. Oh, God, I'm going to be laughing about that all day. That quiz yesterday.
Yeah, all right.
It really did make me laugh.
I felt people were really struggling to find stuff that annoyed me about you. You annoyed me about you about me. I can't
Come
fucking
on, let's get on with the work.
speak. What are you doing?
Oh, babe, I can't find the middle of my flandish. Don't, it's not funny.
Not the middle of your flander. You didn't even look in there. You just opened everything and left it. You've opened You've opened everything and just left it.
Yeah,
Maddie, describe the noise in here.
I can't even describe it.
Look, it has been like the biggest mouse has been in the cupboards, rattling things around. And you can't
Stacey
find your
said
flange pan.
Oh my God, don't say it was there all the time.
Oh my God.
You are.
Oh my
You
God.
are joking.
Oh my God. I can't.
That's your flange pan. Even got measuring stick.
here.
Look.
Look, it's here. It was here. That's like when sometimes I'm looking for an article of clothing and I look everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And then I look in the cupboard and it's in the cupboard.
Do you want me to go around the whole house and shut all the doors and drawers?
Right.
Huh?
Can you believe it was there all the time?
Yes.
I just lost it.
You're going to shut all the drawers?
Yes. Did you see that?
That is just like the most awful
Stacey
noise.
said you had to take everything out before you can tidy up.
Yeah, right.
She's just making her first ever lemon meringue pie.
Oh, it smells sensational,
It does, doesn't
Kiki.
it, already? Shall I get that bit
Yeah,
out,
really,
the lemon?
really lemony.
Whoa, she just made that meringue. How fantastic is that?
It's
So
amazing.
then get your spoon, and what you want to do is make sure that you're sealing that lemon in all the way up to the edge, yeah? Off you go.
Is this where you make it into a pattern? Or is this
No,
the-
no pattern. You're always asking about patterns. See? It's really weird. Oh, don't move. Just go one way because you... No, it's all right, sweetheart, because you're learning. You don't want to pull the lemon up. God, it almost looks like we need more meringue,
Does a bit.
doesn't it?
Wait, there is more in there. We haven't used it.
Not all of it, though. I can. I'll
Shall
just
I bail out?
No, it's fine. We're discovering that this recipe isn't very good.
I'm standing here. I'm still editing the end of the... My computer's just crashed. Blessed. Blessed. We recognise we're blessed with that.
Okay.
Blessed.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
So we're going to be blessed with that later, though. I'm not a fan of lemon meringue myself. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. It's sealed around the
I
edge.
mean, a right old cook, isn't she? Right old cook. Ooh, look at that.
Isn't that
That's
good?
what I mean by the pattern. It's like you make the spike of it stick up.
Oh, okay. So Kiki, if you want to just, careful, that's hot. But you can just cut off the edges like that.
Oh, who's going to eat those edges?
Careful, don't touch this, it's really hot.
Oh, yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. Oh, nicely done, sculptor.
We'll let it sit in the pan in a bit and then for a bit and then we'll take it out.
Well, we've opened the door so we can just sit outside. Do we have to say a huge gratitude prayer for having a garden?
Oh my God, so I was saying on the live this morning, I literally have survivor's guilt about having a garden. I don't know what it must be like today for people, so.
Okay. Oh, look at that. You've nearly done it. That's so cool. So we've had a quiet afternoon watching a couple of episodes of the Tiger Kings, which is a story that gets more and more ludicrous as we go. Nadia's having a chill, having cooked most of the day, and we're about to watch the Queen make an unprecedented, I mean, how many times have we heard the word unprecedented speech? I wonder how she feels about the fact that every single newspaper today was leading with the contents of her speech. Talk about spoiler, talk about stealing her thunder, talk about pissing on her parade. I mean, at the end of the day, let the woman speak for the first time. So anyway, I'm sure we're gonna be watching, obviously. It's a historic moment. But anyway, we've had a lazy Sunday afternoon. And what are you gonna do about that? What are you gonna do about it? How do you feel about it happening? The Queen talking to us.
I think it's a bit late.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I like the Queen. I do think they misjudge these things terribly.
Well, self-isolation there's quite nice.
I'm speaking to you at what I know is an increasingly challenging time.
You're not wrong.
A time of disruption in the life of our country. A disruption that has brought grief to some, financial difficulties to many, and enormous changes to the daily lives of us all. I want to thank everyone on the NHS frontline, as well as care workers and those carrying out essential roles, who selflessly continue their day-to-day duties outside the home in support of us all.
That's nice, the show.
I'm sure the nation will join me in assuring you that what you do is appreciated and every hour of your hard work brings us closer to a return to more normal
Making me
times.
emotional.
I also want to thank those of you who are staying at home, thereby helping to protect the vulnerable and sparing many families the pain already felt by those who have lost loved ones. Together we are tackling this disease, and I want to reassure you that if we remain united and resolute, then we will overcome it. I hope in the years to come, everyone will be able to take pride in how they responded to this challenge. And those who come after us will say the Britons of this generation were as strong as any. The attributes of self-discipline, of quiet good humoured resolve, and of fellow feeling still characterise this country. The pride in who we are is not a part of our past. It defines our present and our future.
I feel emotional.
I think it's a beautiful speech because she's
The
including everyone.
moments when the United Kingdom has come together to applaud its care and essential workers. We as children spoke from here at
my
Windsor
God.
to children who had been evacuated from their homes
Oh my God.
and sent away for their own safety. Today, once again, many will feel a painful sense of separation from their loved ones. But now as then, we know deep down that it is the right thing to do. While we have faced challenges before, this one is different. This time we join with all nations across the globe in a common endeavour, using the great advances of science and our instinctive compassion to heal. We will succeed, and that success will belong to every one of us.
Wow.
We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return.
Oh,
We will be with our friends again,
Oh,
We will be with our families
oh
again.
my God.
We will meet again.
Oh,
But for
don't
now,
know where,
I
don't
send
know
my
where.
thanks and warmest good wishes to you all.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
Can you imagine if Nanny Thelma was
Don't.
still alive?
That's right. I'm full of tears.
And that was Her Majesty the Queen's address to the
Oh,
nation on the
I loved it.
pandemic.
So did I. I thought it was really, really
That was
beautiful.
so perfectly pitched. I'm really glad.
Perfectly pitched.
Who are dealing with such trying
And I love
times.
the way that she included the supermarket workers and the carers. And
God, I have to say, guys, I had goosebumps on my goosebumps and I had tears in my eyes. That was a genuine address from a human being, wasn't it? It wasn't just the Queen, it was from a human being.
To children during the Blitz, talking to evacuees then, and you may have
she's
seen
invoking the war and everything, trying to get people to feel that war effort.
Happy Monday morning, everyone. It's another week in the house from House of Madness, House of Hell, House of Joy, House of just total stress. Do you care what mugs you use in the morning? Nadia does. Nadia likes her tea in that mug. I like my coffee in that mug, but I don't like it with plastic in it. That tastes horrible. Anyway, God only knows what today's going to bring. Probably more of the same, more of what yesterday brought. I've got extraordinarily dry skin. That's why that's all flaking off. Eczema, stress-related, worried, fear, anxiety, you name it. I've got it. I'm feeling it at the top of my throat, right there today. Just can't hide it today. Danger alert. Every time I walk past this table, I keep seeing these boxes and the temptation to just start taking them. So they just take away that little one and the big and the really in my head is really tempting. But of course that would be to behave like an addict, like a compulsive individual, and would lack any rational thought or sensible consideration in the longer term. So it's not a quick fix. They're not to be played with, and every time I walk past them I just have to go no. But I tell you what, sometimes the temptation is so strong. Of course, it wouldn't deliver what I wanted them to anyway. So it's a fool's gold.
So well, aren't they?
Aren't they?
All the restrictions.
So how are you feeling?
Very good. It's always nice to get this bit out and about.
Yeah.
Bit in the day. That's why I really do worry about them threatening to close the parks.
I don't think it's going to
that'd
happen.
be a big mistake.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think
I
it
don't
was
think they should do that.
I think it was a threat in order to get a result.
Yeah, I think that would be absolutely devastating
Yeah.
for people. I mean, we've got a garden, and yet every time we come out, it's like, oh, imagine if you don't have a garden and you weren't allowed to walk around the park.
Absolutely.
It's just too much. I think there's going to be some amount of risk, isn't there?
Yeah.
Maybe for the rest of our lives. Huh?
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, I'm wondering if at some point they'll just decide, well, yeah, you can go to work, we can enact certain social distancing procedures, like maybe space desks, all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, it's down to you.
Yeah.
You know, like flu. I mean, you couldn't legislate against flu. I mean, I wonder if they've just come to a point where, like you said earlier, they do a bit of herd immunity after they've managed, because what they're most worried about, aren't they, is the NHS being swamped. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's
about-
about the NHS collapsing.
Yeah.
So once the peak is gone, they say there'll just be another peak of this.
That's what I'm worried about. But then there's an economy, and as I was saying, I think a long time ago on one of our lives, the government is having to do the same balancing act that a surgeon or a NHS worker is trying to do, which is, I've got to make a difficult decision between the person I let go or the person I save, and there's the same transactional relationship between keeping the economy closed or keeping the economy open. Because the unseen deaths.
5 billion a day it's costing. Lockdown is costing.
But also forget that, there's the cumulative mental health problems,
Yep.
cumulative addiction problems,
Yep.
the cumulative domestic abuse problems, they all mount up.
Damage to children, not
Yeah.
being able to just hang out with other children,
Absolutely.
which is so important for their development. and
Absolutely.
You know, you're going to have to say, well, there's going to have to be a certain amount
There's
of
going to
people
have to
that
be a
die.
trade-off, yeah. It's going to have to be a trade-off at
Oh,
some
well,
point.
this was a nice walk.
That was
wasn't it,
cheery,
getting
wasn't
away
it?
from grown
Yeah.
folks?
I suddenly got closer to the girls and I was thinking, no social distance, but they're with us. Okay, look at their hands. Look at their hands.
Girls. Oh, so beautiful.
It's like you're in an indie film.
Go on, turn around and say hello, just once.
Say hello in an American accent. Hi. Come in, socially distancing. Come and have a look. Come in.
Recreating that photo that you sent me.
I'm not doing mine.
What do you reckon?
Fucking hell, man. Peace.
Fucking stupid, fucking stupid Trump of fucking league. Ah! Does it? God! Burning! Oh, I'm worried I'm going to get gangrene. Oh.
It's just another Tuesday. It's Tuesday. We're in lockdown. It's week 3. But I just wanted to give you this listen to the birds. Do you remember those I Spy books? Do you remember those in the 70s? Where if you saw certain things, you'd tick them off in the book. And my granddad bought me the bird one. And of course I saw sparrows, wagtails, tits, obviously, blackbirds, crows, all that kind of stuff. Seagulls, especially down where they lived. Then my granddad knew that I was telling a few porcupines, because I think I then ticked osprey, albatross, golden eagle, curlew. I think I even tried to convince him I'd seen a dodo. That's a lesser spotted dog.
Try and guess what I'm preparing for.
To get me to bend over for an inspection.
No, Mum's just called me. She's made us a loaf of bread. She wants to hand it over
that's
the fence.
seriously sweet. This is like Women's Institute in sort of sci-fi dystopian times.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going that way. God, I'd be petrified if I bumped into you late at night.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, Kitty, this is so sweet. Oh, thank you.
Well, I meant to do it on Sunday, but we had so many
Huh?
visitors on Sunday morning, I forgot.
We're allowed to do. You're gonna. Can you?
Thank
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Betty.
Oh my God, it's lovely.
Wow,
It's
listen, look.
hot.
Oh my
But
God.
obviously, don't cut it while it's hot. And
Why?
well, it won't be nice. It's much nicer when it cools
Oh
down.
Yeah.
my God, it smell that, Mark. It's like the freshest bakery.
Oh my Lord.
Okay, but do keep it well wrapped in foil once it's cooled, because it's got no rubbish in it. It goes stale quite quickly.
Oh, I'm going to get the girls give this to their
Gorgeous.
breakfast.
Zeta Zata,
Oh,
Zeta Zata.
oh, how's Dad this morning?
fine.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, we were okay.
Yeah, we're right.
We were right.
Okay. Boris
Yeah.
is okay.
I know, poor old Boris.
Boris,
What do you
Mum.
think?
And they just won't say. They keep on asking him if anyone. They keep asking the Rab or whatever he's
Yeah.
called it. No, it was Gove actually. If
Yeah.
anyone's been to see him, and he gives these great long
Yeah,
rambling answers.
indirect
Of course the people
answers.
are going to see him, but nobody else is allowed to in hospital.
Oh, do you
so-
think that's what it meant? I just
Oh.
thought they were trying to say, Oh, I thought the
I
opposite.
thought the opposite.
No, I thought it was because someone had been to see him, but
Ah.
you're not allowed, and the world would go mad, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Boris
You just
would have
feel
a
so
visit.
sorry for him though.
Oh, I do. I mean, he's
Oh.
really rough this week,
Hasn't he?
Oh, it's
That
not
day when he
terrible.
came out to
Imagine the
bat.
stress and lack of sleep that he's had. It's just
I
going to
mean,
be.
we could have told him that he needed to just get
Yeah.
himself to hospital just from what he looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did look, especially on Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday,
Oh.
the clapping day.
Yeah.
He looked
Yeah.
awful.
Oh, that looks gorgeous.
Thanks, Betty.
That's
See you
gorgeous.
later.
Thanks, Betty.
I'll call you later. I'll call you later. I'll Skype see you.
With some bread.
All right, bye.
Anyone can join in Skype now. You don't have to have Skype. So if we invited Dina, she could join.
Oh, okay.
Oh, brilliant.
All right. Bye, Mum. It's so funny that when we say we'll see you later, we know that it means by Skype. It's just the accepted norm now.
Sorry, I'm in
isn't
the
it?
wake of that smell of the bread. It's
Oh,
quite
it's
phenomenal.
So good. How lovely is that?
Oh,
I just wish I could have them over too and eat the bread together in the kitchen.
but hey, gratitude for the fact that you can be handed bread over the fence by your
mean,
mum. I mean,
that's
who else?
why
Who else has got that?
That's what I always say to the subs. I will never moan because I've got
Yeah.
this. Never. You never catch me moaning. So lovely.
I'm just staying close to you because I really fancy some bread and
God,
butter.
it smells so good, Mark. I'm going to disagree with her about not opening it.
What, are you going to open it?
Yeah,
What now?
of course.
She
I
said
never
not-
do
not
what my
whilst
mum
it's
tells
warm.
me. I'm not waiting for it to go cold. I want it now.
Do you know why they call it the upper crust? They call it the upper crust because in the old days, white bread was a sign of affluence.
Oh.
Or was it white bread or brown bread? I can't remember. One of the two was a sign of affluence.
Yeah.
And there used to be a way of conning to sort of almost to keep up with the Joneses. They bake a loaf,
Yeah.
and the majority of it would be the cheap version,
Oh, and then the top, they
and
put
the
white bread.
top would be the fake version to make them look like they had puff bread. It's called the upper crust. Oh, can I touch it?
Bread, yeah.
Oh, hello, Sergeant.
With a bit of butter. Oh my God, the smell,
What's going on,
guys.
Mom? It's almost like toast, isn't it? Within the bread.
I haven't had my mum's homemade bread for years.
I won't have any, you know. Good. Good.
So good.
Oh. Those guys.
Mum! Thanks, Mum!
King's milk, eat your heart out. Oh.
Might be doing another one of those photos for Instagram next week.
Oh, yeah. Second loaf of bread we've had in the kitchen this week.
Mum,
Yeah.
I didn't do what you told me. I came back and I cut it open.
That's very silly.
And it was bloody delicious! I put lashings of butter on it. It's the most delicious thing I've had in weeks.
It will give you a terrible stomachache, I should think.
Oh, it was worth it. It's so good. Mum, it reminds me of when you always used to make bread.
I know, that's why I wanted that back recipe.
Oh, it's so good, Mum.
Oh,
Thanks.
good, enjoy.
Thanks.
I'll get you more.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
That's proper mum stuff, that. That's totally alien to me, what you've just gone through. Totally alien. That's
Well, you were
proper
lucky
mum.
if your mum threw a loaf of bread at you.
No, I mean, that's proper, that's top drawer, grade A mum stuff, that is.
It's been taken back to my childhood. I used to come home from school and my mum would have baked the bread.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Oh.
idyllic.
They just transported me.
Directions really annoying.
And it goes up.
Can I
and
pull
this-
that one out?
Oh no, wait.
It's just one hair that's like not doing what it should. It's gonna hurt. Oh, I can't
Use
grab
your
it with
teeth.
my nails.
You should see. No.
No, that's a bit gross with coronavirus, Mum. Can't be doing that kind of stuff anymore.
She's trying to hand block you.
No, I'm trying to make it go the right way.
I need that gel stuff. My eyebrows are too long.
What, the one where it goes?
Yeah.
No.
No, I wouldn't brush them up just to shape.
Do you remember feather eyebrow?
Ugh.
They used to give it as middle parting.
It's the same eyebrow as Mum.
I'm sort of keeping a bit of a low profile today. I'm sort of sensing that I'm driving Nadia a bit nuts. Don't know why, I'm not even talking to her. But I can just tell, you know, we all just want a bit of space, but get a bit fed up with the same people. And I think she's doing what makes her feel better, which is cleaning windows. I'm editing a showbiz story. But yes, the girls have been chilling. We had a really nice lunch, just sitting on the veranda. Again, blessed, very lucky. Look, here she goes. Remember the days when she used to do it with her breasts? They were great days. Such a shame. I wonder if she's got the boob towel. Yeah. Windows is a real thing, isn't it? I mean, boys and men just would never look at them and even think that they needed anything doing to them. Apart from whenever I've seen window cleaners, it's always like the most satisfying part of it is when you get the squeegee bit and you just slide it down and swipe it across, and slide it down, swipe it across. There you go. Here she comes.
I love throwing water at windows. It's really fun. I'm going to throw more water at more windows.
Have you used any certain technique?
Just chuck it.
No, but with your materials or substances?
Yeah, I'm going to go around and I'm going to... Actually, you know what we do now is the hose. Is the hose up?
You just have to turn the tap fully until it stops so you know which way to turn it off and it will come on.
Okay. Now I'm going to get the squidgy up. I'm playing window cleaners.
When I'm cleaning windows.
When I'm cleaning windows. I'm definitely a couple of weeks behind everybody else who's been decluttering and cleaning. But I'm very, very proud of myself today, guys and girls. Because I've cleaned the windows. And it's looking pretty damn chic. Would you say that's chic, Mark?
That's it, chic.
It's chic out there. We can see both out of them and into them. Here are the girls. Oh, aren't they lovely? Very proud of you, you know, the way you're dealing with this lockdown.
Thanks.
How would you feel if they do it for another week?
It's going to be longer than a week.
Do you think? Yeah. They're realists, my kids. What's the worst thing about lockdown?
You have to see people.
And my food? No takeaways?
I do miss Nando's and McDonald's. And
What takeaway do you miss the most?
McDonald's.
Really? I thought you'd say Nando's.
That's not takeaway though.
So what takeaway would you like me to try and reinvent?
McDonald's, but that's hard.
We've got the sauce.
No.
But Daddy won't let us use it. We've got to steal it. He won't let us use it.
Or we just steal it and then if he gets mad we're just like, well, you always eat the Nutella and raisins and chocolate. Great.
I like the way you're thinking. Smart girl. Have a look around here, folks. I fired it up again. I fired it up. I'm trying to get the hang on. Turn this off so you can hear me. There is my little swimming pool. They've all been taking the piss out of me today because they say I don't know how to do my chemicals. But I think I'm doing a very good job of being the pool boy. Girl. Don't you think, Mark?
I do.
Are you proud of me?
I am.
The way I've kept this crystal clear?
It's incredibly clear. This is
You had
for
no
you.
faith in me. I can't believe you cut it.
Yeah, it's flopping. It can't stand upright.
Oh, it's
Basically, I have it
beautiful.
in the kitchen.
Oh,
How complex it is.
it's so, look at it. So
Isn't that
beautiful.
beautiful?
Oh, thanks.
Ooh. Not as pretty as
I
you.
feel a bit bad that you've cut it off.
Well, it has to be done.
So, I don't know if you guys realise that Dina lives next door as well. So, both of us we've been we have been in isolation for the last 16 days. Both of us haven't seen anybody, but we're still a bit nervous. So we still keep the 2 meters distance because she's been working at a school. And because you can be a carrier without symptoms. So we keep 2 meters difference. So she comes here and has a coffee. She sits down that end, I sit up this end. They have literally sat there for hours just laughing and giggling and watching things on their phone. I let them sleep till midday. I just thought, sod it, why not? We're so lucky that they're so close. I love my flower. It's very pretty. To find something nice to put it in now. Oh, there it is. My single daffodil. It really is so exquisite. Those two.
I'm thinking I should go to the park for a run. We're allowed 1 hour of exercise, aren't we?
Yeah, go for a run.
It feels such a waste.
Why don't you see if the girls want to go and just walk?
Yeah?
They might like a walk together, just the two of them. Can't believe how much I enjoyed cleaning those windows. It's actually very satisfying. Maybe this is going to be the new me. Oh, that's my friends just popped up from the Himalayas, wanting a little Zoom chat, which I'm really looking forward to. It is nice in some ways, this isolation. One's talking to one's friends in a completely different way. I think we all just really appreciate each other even more, which is really nice.
So I'm going for that run. It's been another lazy day insofar as we've been at home. Not lazy day insofar as we've been shooting and editing stuff. Oh my God, I feel so weird today. I feel so weird. I think I'm feeling what the vast majority of people in the country are feeling just about this crisis. So I'm feeling that. And then it feels like on top of it, there's this deeper pit. It's like a dark, tarry, velcro-y, sticky, stuffed pit of discontent and dissatisfaction.
I am loving being at home, and I try to just bury my fears for the future because we're so powerless. It's like I was saying to Mark the other day, we are truly powerless. They talk a lot about, whether it's meditation or recovery or whatever. Try and stay in today because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and we're powerless over it, and we could be worrying about all sorts of things that might never come to fruition. So stay in the day. This is what we've always said, we've always tried. That's what we're trying to do. Sorry, that was me just kicking my shoes off. And I said to Mark the other day, it is the only way to deal with this, is to say, just today, how's today? Because more than at any other time ever is that true. We haven't got a bloody clue what's going to happen. So I just try and stay in each day.
The sun's out. We have a nice house, nice garden, all that, so God should be grateful for that. But someone asked earlier today on a live, why do you have a problem with the sun? And my problem with the sun is that it screams positivity. It's a bit like, the sun is a bit like someone who insists that everything you're doing is fun, even if it's not fun. And so I sometimes feel that a big sun in the sky and a big blue sky is mocking us all in a sense. So there's that.
When I got up this morning and it was sunny, the girls have just been adorable in the garden, just cuddled up on the sofa together, laughing and playing. I've cleaned my windows, which means brilliant, which means I'm feeling amazing about myself. Doesn't take much. Bit frustrated that we can't find a way to get Loose Women at the moment on air. It's very frustrating when you see loads of other programmes on air, filming from home, but I suppose it's more difficult because there's 4 of us. But yeah, it makes me sad. It makes me really sad that we're not on air, because I just think Loose Women is exactly the sort of show that people need. So every day at sort of 12:30, it feels a bit odd. It just feels, yeah, very brutal. I suppose, like for so many of you, you know, you're just happily doing your job one day and then suddenly, bash, it's gone. And the entire population is feeling the same way.
And I just feel really mixed and conflicted about things. On the one hand, it's really nice being with the girls and being with Nadia in this way. You know, as a family, we are in each other as company a lot more than most normal families. We homeschool, all that kind of stuff. But there's just a feeling that, like today, I'm just sensing that Nad is dealing with her own shit, and she's got, you know, we all deal with our own shit privately. The girls are playing nicely, like literally like a pair of tiger cubs on the veranda. And I just feel really disconnected. And it's amazing how you can be in a family and feel so alone still. I don't feel, not that I thought, it's not like feeling sorry for myself. I just don't feel connected to anyone in the house today. I just feel marked as different. I feel unable to relax. I feel unable to be easy. I feel unable to focus even when I'm working, and I just feel restless in my soul and in my chest.
I mean, even the kids are really happy at the minute, so I don't feel sad about that. I mean, Mark, I can tell, is depressed. And that's hard because, you know, he's not depressed all the time, but even before coronavirus, he's always very low in the morning, and he's either very high and very up, or very low and very I think this happens with a lot of people when they don't feel well, and I see that it happens with Mark. He won't feel mentally well. He starts to hate himself. He looks at himself in the mirror, starts to hate the way he looks, and then convinces himself. He writes a script. He writes a little script where everything that he feels about himself, he makes it the truth. So he'll feel like we all hate him, or he'll feel like we all think he's ugly, or we feel like, and actually it's just projection. It's just the way that he's feeling about himself. And then it becomes very difficult, because then I feel like I'm on eggshells. So then the very thing that he doesn't want to happen happens, which is I try and avoid him a bit, because I know that he's feeling really down and insecure, and anything that I could say could make that worse.
Definite sense of increased anxiety in my chest, very much like the anxiety I would really have quite extremely prior to going onto the meds that I was on. But I don't want to just start them, because I've been in liaison, you know, in conjunction with my doctor, we agreed that I should come off them slowly. And I just feel, on the one hand, I feel potentially really excited about the prospect of this lockdown and all of it going away and all of it stopping. And then another part of me has got an enormous fear about us all returning to, yes, the nice parts of normal life, that's great, but also the not so nice parts of everyday life.
So I suppose I just sort of pick around him a bit when he's like that. And, you know, I think that's just another thing of coronavirus. And you know, one day that's me feeling that way about him, and I'm sure another day he feels that way about me. But I think it's the same for all couples. We are all spending 7 days a week, 24 hours a day with each other. And though I feel very blessed, because a lot of that time I absolutely love it, sometimes I do find it hard. Like, he finds it hard. Sometimes it's just like, I mean, not if we're both happy, but if one of us is down, it's hard for the other one.
Chasing dreams, consuming so much, having the holiday, you know, all these luxuries, all these things that we want and we eat and we consume and we I almost feel a bit sick about everything we do. And so on the one hand, I want that freedom to feel that we can just go where we want and be with who we want when we want. But I also want us not to just run towards that life again and just think, oh, thank God we got over that. I think this has presented all of us with some really meaningful questions about how we live our lives and how we expect so much at our fingertips, and we expect to be able to do so much so easily on the switch of a button or the click of a mouse, or do you know what I mean? The flick of a swipe to the right. Life is so quickly and voraciously consumed. And I suppose I don't want to return to that type of thing.
Sometimes the most annoying thing to Mark about me is that I don't always feel down. Does that make any sense? But that my positivity, because he doesn't feel positive, he almost doesn't believe it. So he feels like it's almost an attack. But I get that. I think if I was a depressed person, I suffer from depression, and somebody else was happier than me, I would find it hard to see that or see the truth of it. So it feels like he's quite suspicious if I'm okay and he's down. I mean, the thing is, he swings so much. He'll be 1 minute he'll be really down, the next minute he'll be super high. But also he just worries all the time about everything, every possible disaster that can happen. He'll be thinking about it. And I know it's a classic thing with somebody with anxiety, is that they think, if I know every single thing that could happen, that could go wrong, then I'll be prepared for it. But unfortunately, he doesn't prepare you for it. What it does is just take you away from having the joy in the minute.
You know, we got to a place right now where we're re-evaluating what the significance of a bit of fruit is. And there's something good about that. There's something life-affirming about that. So that's, I'm all of this stuff is stuff that I'll move through, but I'm trying to get to the grips with why I feel excited and appalled at the thought that we as humans can survive this, but also whether we deserve to actually then, you know, how we deserve to move on, how we should move on for the younger generations. And also, I was also thinking about, most people have a real sense of how they're going to celebrate. You know, once all this is over, most people are going to be able to go and have a drink, get completely rat-assed, get out of their heads. And this sounds awful, but I've got really jealous. I've got envy of how and whether I'm going to be able to celebrate.
It's quite hard. I also think it's harder for men because with, you know, my female friends, we can talk about everything, but they don't really, not that I see that men have the same sort of ability to do that. So, yeah, whereas if I'm down or I'm frustrated, I could talk to a friend of mine. Mark can't really do that, so it's like, yeah. And I can't fix everything. I can't fix anything. I'm pretty shit. But I'm not feeling sorry for myself, because I'm very #blessed. But that doesn't mean that some stuff isn't just tough, because it is. It's like I say to the girls, we are lucky. We do have a garden, we do have this, we do have that. But that doesn't mean that this isn't really tough for all of us, and it is. I'd love my folks just to come round and just hang out. But then again, I'm lucky that they're next door, you know, and I'm lucky that they've got each other. I'm really pissed off with Nanny Di that she went back and made this really difficult, because I know Mark's feeling bad about it. I actually don't feel bad about it, because we did try and tell Nanny Di that it would be silly to go back. I feel bad for her that she's stuck there now, but I don't feel we did anything wrong. Whereas I think Mark just ends up feeling guilty, which I can understand because it's his mum. I just think she was bloody silly, Nanny Di. I know you're watching this, and I've told Nanny Di that. I've said she's ridiculous what she's done. But it is difficult now because, of course, we feel bad for her. Just this obsession that she has to just... I get it. I said to her, you know, we all want to be in our own homes. I get that. But it's just at this point in the world, nobody is getting to do exactly what they want. But I think sometimes in the way that older people can be just like so stubborn. So if she comes back, she's got to keep the social distance, 2 meters, not touch anything, which is going to be such a bore for everyone. But we don't want her to be on her own. So we're trying to think of a way that we could maybe have her back and to still stay within the rules and regulations. But I'm not really sure how we're going to do that. But it is a bit of shadow hanging over everything, because I know Mark feels really bad and really sad about it. And I know the girls are annoyed with Nanny Di for being silly and just heading back home. Anyhow,